Hello again and welcome back to my channel. My name is Patrick Allen. I'm a licensed realtor with Keller Williams Southern Arizona, and in today's video, we'll be discussing real estate. The Tucson housing market is in a recession. But what does that mean exactly? In this video, I will go over exactly what that means for you, whether you are a current homeowner not wishing to move, a renter interested in buying your first home, or a homeowner that is interested in listing your home for sale. And as we usually do on this channel, I'll be leaning on the most recent market data provided by the Tucson Association of Realtors to help make sense of the current market and to go over what it means for you no matter your situation. Let's tackle these one at a time, starting with what this means for homeowners not wishing to move. And as is very often the case for those of you who own your own home and have no intention of moving, my advice is, well, don't move. That's because home prices in Tucson remain at all-time highs. Now, at a median home price very near the $400,000 mark, Tucson remains a city that is continuing to see price growth even as the cost of financing has increased substantially. Now, while 3.2% in year-over-year appreciation is not something I would expect you to go tap dancing about, it certainly is not keeping pace with inflation or generating wealth at a rate that a homeowner can actually pull out and utilize. However, it is a mark of the sheer resiliency of our buyer demand here locally. And although you may see in the headlines over the next 6 months or so that this number is starting to calm down, the typical seasonality that we see every year suggests that prices tend to soften as we get into the holiday season and towards the end of the calendar year, with the market again rebounding the following spring and into the summer months. So by all means, keep making those mortgage payments and know that your current home is still on track to be arguably the most rock-solid investment you can make towards your future retirement goals. So what about you renters? Is now a good time to step into the market to buy a home? What if you've never bought a home before? Should you sit on the sidelines and wait for prices to fall before deciding to get into the market? In a word, no. It's never wise to attempt to try to time the market, and time in the market is always the factor that we want to maximize here. Not only that, home buyers in today's market benefit from the recent collapse in the number of closed sales that we have seen relative to what the market has grown accustomed to over the last 2 years. With scarcely 1,000 homes selling each month compared with closer to 1,500 a month that we've averaged over the past few years, fewer buyers are actually qualified to buy in today's market, which means more homes to go around and fewer multiple offer situations for buyers to have to navigate through. Not only that, but with days on the market up nearly double from the frenzy of 2021 and 22, buyers are in a much stronger position to negotiate seller concessions to buy down the interest rate and make those future payments more affordable, as well as a return of down payment assistance programs for first-time home buyers who qualify based on income limitations. So if you've tried your hand at competing in the hyper-competitive market over the last couple of years, you may be surprised to find out just how feasible it is to negotiate a deal and secure real estate holdings, which will not only appreciate over time, but you can happily enjoy all the comforts of owning your very first home. Now, does that mean that now is a bad time to sell a property? What if you own a home that is no longer fitting your needs? Would you regret listing it for sale in today's current market? Now, whether you are planning a move or simply wanting to cash out at what feels like peaking, the act of listing your home for sale in 2023 will contribute towards correcting for the most important single metric to define the national housing market, which is low inventory of homes for sale. Now, because most home sellers are also home buyers, new listings coming to the market are being tamped down by the current interest rates. Unless there's quite a lot of pressure to relocate or right-size your current home, trading in a mortgage rate less than 4% to buy a new home with a mortgage of 7% or higher feels like a bad trade to most owners, and so the market is starving for inventory to buy. With only 1,600 homes for sale in a city with over 1 million people in Pima County, it's not hard to imagine how we are still seeing prices continue to increase, as well as homes selling for relatively high percentages of the listing price. Now, I'll admit this is a little counterintuitive, but regardless as to what the real estate market does over the next 6 to 12 months, only one thing is going to bring us back into balance, and that is an increase in the number of homes available for buyers to purchase. And let's not forget, with less than 2 months of inventory for sale at the end of July, we remain in a very strong seller's market, no matter what your friends or family might be telling you. And so if right now is a good time to buy and a good time to sell and a good time to hold on for the long term, who is really being hurt by what the market is doing right now? By far, I would say the biggest loser in today's housing market is your local real estate agent. More broadly, lenders, escrow officers, home inspectors, and any other profession that gets compensated based on the sale of a piece of property are the ones who have felt this most recent market move the most. With 1/3 fewer transactions than in years past, coupled with a massive increase in the number of new salespeople entering the market, either as a new career or side job post-2020, the amount of business to go around has been tightening more and more each month. And this is very much the way of things. Those that can ride out these lean years will be the same to capture and maintain market share in better sales years to come. But make no mistake, it is increasingly difficult to make a business profit in this new age of transacting real estate. So if you're curious to know how any of that works, hit me up in the comments section and we can chat more about it. And of course, like this video and subscribe to my channel if you are interested in being kept up to date with what the Tucson housing market is going to be doing as we get closer to the end of the year. So until our next update, I'll leave you with this. The number one most optimistic thing that I can say about our market currently is that this is by far the closest that we have come to a normal housing market since before 2020. And for the first time in a long time, home buyers actually do have a fighting chance in negotiations in the sale of real estate. Now, as a realtor, an investor, and an all-around real estate market data nerd myself, I gotta say this is pretty much the best news that we could have hoped for after the last 2 years of things being anything but predictable. So hope you found this information of value. We'll see you on the next one. Take care.